Hi, this is Tasha, and I'm happy to be with you today. And today we are going to talk about things that you need to know about dreams. So, particularly when we come to this issue, it's something that everyone should be conscious of, should be aware of, because we are humans and we live both in the spirit and in the physical. But apparently, most of us we are more concerned about what we are doing in the physical than what is really going on in the spirit. So, when you sleep, particularly, you find your body is at rest. You find that either your subconscious mind is still at work and your spirit is at work at that time. So that is why you'll find that you'll still see yourself doing some other things, or you will see the occasions, some things happening which already happened during the day. So when your body is at rest and your spirit is now awake, that is when God takes the opportunity to speak with us, because you are not having distractions, and you are more having you are more ready to see whatever is in the spirit realm than when you were awake in the physical. That is why most of the people, it's difficult for them to connect physically with what God is saying. And at the same time, the devil also tries to speak at that time too, because they try to bring fear and they try to make you have doubt in God and all that. So we are going to dive deep to help you to be more conscious of what's really going on in the dream, in your dreams, particularly when your spirit is awake. So we are going to look at the types of dreams, but I'm going to relate them in terms of where they are particularly from. So with the first one, we can say that we can have dreams particularly from God, and some people say precisely that dreams from God are not scary, but in the scripture it is said sometimes they're terrifying because they come as a warning. And dreams from God are always sometimes to help us in different areas. So God can speak to you through a dream. So that is one type. And another type can also be from the enemy, where the enemy is trying to scare you, or you're just having weird dreams about different kind of maybe snakes or something scary is happening, or a demon is chasing you, whatever, I don't know. It comes in different forms to different people. So you have also to be aware of that. And next, the third one is the subconscious mind. You get some dreams from the subconscious mind and they replay in your dreams. But now it happens that when they are replaying, you are more of in the scene. Like if you like watching Chelsea, you find yourself in the team and you are not actually a member of that team. So I'm going to focus more on godly dreams, because I think it's important you understand it. I think it's important you be more aware of it, you be more receptive, you be more understanding of what God is trying to tell you, and to find ways of actually being able to interpret exactly what you've received from God. So we are going to look in the scriptures too, and we have people who have received dreams from God and they have made remarkable changes in their lives, and it has helped them to avoid certain things from happening precisely. So one of the evidences that we have takes us to the book of Job 33, I think verse 14. It says God speaks to us in one way or another, in a dream, but we do not perceive it, and in a vision when man is in deep slumber. And that is a clear indication that God is actually trying to speak continuously. And when he does that, it happens that you find that he's speaking to you through maybe dreams, and you are not receptive. When you are not receptive, even if you wanted to do something, you are kind of a blockage in that area, and he will try to use another channel to speak to you, or at some point even he will stop communicating to you concerning using, or just it's more of you will not be able to connect. Because it happens that if you are maybe in the prophetic and you're trying to hear from God, and it tells you one thing, like maybe there's one time I think God actually spoke to me particularly about a woman who I didn't know, and it was like in a dream, and I saw like I was walking through another path, and during as I was walking down that path, I met a lady, and she was seated by the roadside, and she called out to me and asked me to help her. And when I came, she was like, okay, I told her that I can help you, but I need to pray with you so that if you're not saved, you get saved. So she accepted and I prayed with her. That is in my dream. I prayed with her and she accepted to be saved. And then after praying with her, she continued telling me like, please help me. So I was wondering, like, after praying with her at that point, I came out like I woke up. When I woke up, I was wondering, I've prayed with this lady. What else does she want from me particularly? So during that day, as I was walking, just going to work, I met the same lady by the road. That is now, I'm not going to work, but coming back from work. I met a lady by the road and she asked me for help. But particularly in this case, she was asking me for food. Like, she was saying she has gone without food for quite some time. So I asked her first of all if she was saved. She told me she's not saved, and we prayed with her, and she also told me she had an underlying health issue, and we also prayed about that. Then I went and gave her some food stuff that could take at least for some time. What I'm trying to say precisely about this is, if I did not get the instruction clearly and I did not follow what God was actually telling me, the next time he will be trying to communicate, he won't even give me more information, because he gave me one, he trusted me with one, but I was not able to respond to it. So you need to be alert. And then if you go down the same scripture, it says he speaks into their ears to terrify them by a warning, and it also talks of to prevent them from being prideful or from having pride, and also to prevent their life from getting into the pit and from their lives from being destroyed by the sword. So this is a clear indication that God can actually terrify you. If he terrifies you, it comes in a warning that if you do this, things will turn out this way. Sometimes even he does not speak to you precisely, but you just see in your dreams that you did a particular thing and things ended up wrongly. So when you see that if I do this, it's going to turn out this way, you have to retrace your steps. And then when you talk of pride, people are full of pride. That is one thing that we have to know. So God is always trying to make us aware that if we continue in this path, we will end up in destruction, because he does not like those who are full of pride. He does not like that. He will bring you down if you're full of pride. And then he also preserves our lives and prevent our lives from being destroyed by the sword. So being destroyed, maybe you will have a dream that somebody in your family or yourself, you are going to have an accident, or you have a weird disease, such kind of things. When you dream about such kind of things, he is trying to warn you or to bring it to your attention that this is likely to happen, but you are in control of it. You are in control of how the events will turn out. So you will have to pray against it so that it does not come into play. So another example that I can give you in that area, there's a time that I was more of in a dream. I just saw like, there's a hospital that I always go to, and they have a certain big sheet that they give you when you're sick for more of it's being given to you after you feel some information. So I saw like I was standing by the window and that sheet came and hit my window, but apparently it was supposed to get in, but it did not get in. It hit the window and fell outside. So the next morning I was wondering, why would the hospital sheet be flying to my house? Why? I did not actually get it, but I prayed and asked God to please prevent anything from happening. Precisely, I did not understand what it was. So that same day, as I was going to church, and I happened to have taken a motorbike, I think so, I ended up having an accident. But luckily enough, I did not actually my leg did not break, but I got injured on my leg. So when I sat down later, then I remembered what that sheet was for, because I went to hospital that day. I was given the sheet, so it means it was supposed to be something bigger than that, but because I prayed, it was just a minor scratch, and that was it. So it's a way God speaks to us. So what I'm trying to say in this case is that God is trying to give you information, and if he's giving you information, he wants you to be part of it. For you to be part of it, he knows you have the power to to determine the outcome, because you are a spirit. You were in the spirit when those things were happening. So because you have your mouth and you can speak, you can reverse certain things, you can declare certain things to come into being. The more you speak it, the more you believe in it, the more you more of destroy what you've seen that is negative, then you are helping God to actually help your situation. But if you keep silent, that is where things will get haywire. Things will just go wrong while you are watching. And you will be like, I saw this, why did I not do something about it? But now it has happened already. So you need to be alert on that. And this also actually makes me to tell you as a person, if you have children and they're still very young, you need to be alert, pray for them. If you don't like praying, know that you are having a lot of things you are putting at stake. This child is a spirit. He has a spirit side of him or her, and the spirit side of him or her is not a child. That is the truth. It's not a child, and the only thing is that the body is small, but this is a spirit that God has placed in this person. So at this time the child is having the body, but they are not able to pray for themselves. You as a parent, you need to take that step. Pray for your child. If you feel like there's something wrong with him or with her, just take your time and pray. Pray for them, because nobody will do that for you. Otherwise, some other people will come and chant things over them without even your knowledge. You will not be able to know. But if you are alert in the spirit, you're praying for them, that will help them a lot. Moreover, God does not speak every day. Like, he does not speak like he's just telling you, do this, do that, like that. It's not every day that that happens. So we have to be alert to other avenues that he uses to speak, other means that he uses to speak. So we have, like in the book of 1 Samuel 28:15, where Saul was worried because the Philistines were fighting against him, and he was feeling like God has departed from him because he had not spoke to him through a prophet or through dreams. So this is one way. He knows that if God wants to speak to him, he will speak either through a prophet. But if God does not speak through a prophet, then he will give him a dream. So even us in our daily lives, personally, this is applicable to us. We have decisions that we have to make. We have certain things that we have to do. If God has not spoken to you directly that this and this is going to happen, or this and this is what I'm doing, you need to be alert, more alert in your dreams, and find out what is actually going on, what is actually God trying to say. Because your answers, you will always find them there most of the times. You'll find them there, because it's like he's always trying to show you. And one way that I realized he actually does this, you'll find that you will have a dream. The first time you dream about it, you'll be like, it escapes your mind at some point. Then it happens, then another day you dream about the same thing, and you are in your dream and you're telling yourself, I have seen this thing somewhere, why am I seeing it again? So that is now like the second time you're dreaming about it, so that it may come into your mind clearly what God is trying to tell you. So if you are not still keen, he can even show you a third time. But when now it comes to a third time, now you need to be alert, because this is something that is actually he's trying to tell you and you're not responding. So you need to be keen. He speaks, and that is one of the way he uses. You might not see him clearly in your dream that this is God speaking to us. In some cases you might see Jesus, but if it happens you don't see them, you don't see God himself, you will see how he's trying to show you how to do it particularly. So there are cases where God is trying to tell you, you've done this, already you have done it in the physical world, and he's trying to tell you that you need to stop it or you need to back off. In Genesis 20 verse 3, this is where God actually talked to Abimelech and told him that the woman you're taking is married. And he was talking about Sarah, because it happened Abraham had told him that Sarah was his sister. And in this case, you find he had taken the first step where he wanted to marry Sarah, but God actually told him not to. So this happens in our lives like every day, unless you are not keen. Unless you are not keen, then you cannot pick it. I have a case of a friend where he wanted to buy a computer, and there was another guy who was telling him, a friend of his was telling him like, I supply computers so I can give you one if you need. And my friend was actually trusting this guy, thinking that the person will deliver. So my friend had a dream that he went to that person's place and he was looking around and he was not seeing any computer. It's like the place was just empty. And when he woke up, he actually was not keen enough to note that this was a warning, that you are about to give your money to somebody who actually does not have what you need. He went ahead and gave the person the money, and it was a long way before this person could return the money back, because it happened that my friend gave the person the money and the person used it in other things. It was just in circles. So he was warned and he did not take the warning, and that was the repercussion of it. So we need to be alert. There are several ways God will warn you. Even if maybe you're claiming to be interested in somebody, check out in your dreams. Just ask God, show me the truth about this person. Find out. You'll get your answers from there. Another example is where we have Joseph, that is in Matthew 2:13, where God actually told him, take the child and the mother and go with them to Egypt. This is something that God actually spoke to him in a dream. And when God speaks to you, it comes with a conviction behind it. Even if you're trying to follow whatever direction you're trying to follow, you will always feel like, what if I'm wrong? I need to know the truth, because I know I've had this dream, and if I do not follow it, I don't know how things will turn out. So if you have that conviction, that feeling, that gut feeling that this is actually what I need to do, please follow it and trust God. Just tell God that this is what I think you're saying and I'm going to follow it. So I need you to just direct me. You need to actually know that he'll be always there with you as long as you follow the right path. He will guide you, he will ensure nothing goes wrong. But what if you follow the other way, the wrong direction? You are bound to meet with the consequences of disobeying God. That is, you will be facing other kind of challenges, of which God did not have that in store for you. You are the one who drew yourself to that direction. Then the last one that maybe I want to address in this area, we have 1 Kings 3:5, where Solomon actually received wisdom in a dream. Not physically, like literally God laid his hand on him. It was in a dream that he received it. So we can get spiritual exchanges. Things can be exchanged in the spirit. You can receive things in the spirit. So we need to be alert. We need to be aware of this. And whatever God is bringing your way, receive it. Do not be like, is it really from God? If it's from God, you know in your heart that it is from Him. And it's also very clear. Sometimes even, there was a time I didn't have a job. And I prayed literally that God would show me where to apply. And I applied in different places, but precisely I did not apply to one of them that was there. And most of my dreams, I tend to pick directions. Like if it is a road, I try to look at the road and find out where could this road be located. If it's a symbol, like it's written KPL or something, I try to pick that. So this time round, it came in initials. It was written K and something, some other numbers, letters beside it. It was not the real name of the place, but I actually ended up getting to understand that this is where God was directing me. In several instances, that is how it has worked with me. You just pray and ask God, like, this is where I want to go. I don't know where, I'll be accepted. But if you trust Him to show you, if you trust Him to give you the job that He wants you to have at that time, then He will direct you and you will get the job that you need. Maybe for others it works differently. You just apply and you get it. But for me, I can't talk of that. So in all this, we are just trying to tell you to be alert, be awake, be active in the spirit, try to take action where it's needed. And if it's from the enemy, sometimes you just reverse it in prayer when you wake up. And sometimes even it happens in the spirit when you're realizing that maybe something is coming to attack you. Sometimes I just end up telling myself like it's not getting in. In the spirit, you just like refuse it totally, and it's more of it loses its power. To some extent, it happens once that was funny. I lost something in a dream, and when I woke up, I was very annoyed, and I was like, how could I lose that? Then I told God, like, God, I need you to take me back to that dream where I lost it, precisely where I lost it, and help me to get it back. So I went back to sleep, trusting God that I will go back to the same dream. And it happened. I went back and retrieved whatever it was that I lost. So sometimes you just need to be alert. Be active in the spirit in as much as you are active in the physical. In the way you try to preserve your things in the physical and keep them safe, also try to preserve your life in the other side. Keep yourself safe. Pray, even if it's in the spirit, also pray that way. Thanks for watching, and you can watch my previous videos, they will come in handy too.